Hey, it's a new superhero deep dive. All right, that's your singing for the day. Welcome, everyone. My name is Jason. I have a new episode for you. Welcome to Superhero Deep Dive. Let me get my disclaimers out of the way because I am all discombobulated, apparently. And we'll get into it. I have a great episode. So the information given is taken from different sources across the internet and may or may not be completely complete, but they do give a really good insight on the current superhero. As always, you can catch me every Tuesday or Thursday throughout the day on Outworld Fleet Radio. And their website is www.un-con-conventional.com/radio. And you can catch me on Twitter or Instagram under Super Deep Dive, and I use the hashtag Superhero Deep Dive. And you can catch me on YouTube under Superhero Deep Dive, where I do post superhero memes throughout the week, normally Monday through Friday. And I post extra videos every Friday. It's a lot of fun. Please subscribe, comment, share, notification, whatever helps beat the algorithm and helps the channel grow. If I can get to 500 subscribers, I will do a giveaway. And then I'll do another giveaway at 1,000 subscribers. So let's help me get to it. And as always, if you guys have any comments, critiques, requests for future episodes, fun facts you'd like to share, anything like that, please feel free to use the comment section on the YouTube video for the corresponding episode, or you can email me directly at b4itall, so b4itall@yahoo.com. Okay, so with that, I am covering the 90s sensation She. S-H-I. Is it shy? She? I don't know. I'm part Japanese and I always say she. So I'm gonna keep saying she, but I also say Ryu instead of Ryu. So I could be completely off base and not realize it, and probably not even care either. So there's that. But she was incredibly popular in the 90s. She was this Asian hero, always had what's called a naginata blade, which is kind of like a bow staff with a kind of almost like a sword blade, like a big sword blade at the end. That's the best way for me to describe it. Extremely dangerous weapon, extremely cool weapon if you know how to use it. So yeah. But her real name is Anna Ishikawa. And if this goes fast, there's not a lot of information. Like every place I went pretty much said the same thing. So, her real name is Anna Ishikawa. Her father, Shiro, was a Japanese warrior, and her mother, Catherine, was an American Catholic missionary. So she's Asian American, technically. Yeah, it's kind of cool. I should have done this in May during Asian American Month. But as a child, Anna witnessed the brutal murder of her father and brother at the hands of Masahiro Arashi, an upstart Yakuza thug. Following this horrifying incident, Anna was consequently spirited away and raised by her grandfather Yoshitora amongst the sacred temples of Kyoto. Yoshitora secretly trained Anna in the ways of the Sohei, which are warrior monks of feudal Japan, so that she could seek out Arashi and avenge the deaths of her father and brother. Arashi wanted to impress the leaders of the Osaka crime syndicate and left a calling card with every murder he committed, a simple coin engraved with the kanji for death, Shi, S-H-I. Whilst holding on to the coins left with the bodies of her father and brother, Anna developed a vengeful obsession as she completely gave herself to Shi, S-H-I, becoming the living embodiment of death. Anna swore revenge on the Yakuza and set out to become one of the deadliest assassins in the world. In order to disguise herself, Anna painted her face white to resemble Tora no Shi, also known as Tiger of Death, a legendary female warrior of medieval Japan. Anna acquired the name Shi, S-H-I, because of her ferocity and ruthlessness, and also because she chose that, because she can choose her own name. She's an adult. It's what she can do. Sorry. Anyways, however, Anna was deeply affected by her mother's Catholic teachings. She soon faced a dilemma between her program mission of revenge and the Christian faith she secretly harbored. Once her parents' killer Arashi was sent to prison, Anna renounced killing and became the manager of an art gallery in New York. From time to time, she still takes on her she personality if necessary. S-H-I. Alright, even with the duality that rages in Anna's soul, she will not allow herself to succumb to the death demon that terrorizes her. And in the end, it is Anna's faith and the ethereal visions of her Sohei ancestors that shepherd her along the way of the warrior. So that's her history right there, like in 4 paragraphs. That was it. So let's get into her powers. She doesn't really have any powers. Anna was trained by her grandfather in the ways of the Sohei. As such, she is a skilled martial artist and swordswoman, the Naginata blade being her weapon of choice. And there's only like one real fun fact about her. In 1997, there were plans to make a motion picture based on she, S-H-I, with Tia Carrera as she or Anna Ishikawa, and the inventor of the character, Tucci, T-U-C-C-I. If I can't pronounce that right either, I'm sorry. Writing the script. Now, if you guys say Tia Carrera sounds familiar, that is the girlfriend from Wayne's World, from the Wayne's World movies. So she would have fit that role very nicely back in 1997. Now, in 2002, the movie was optioned by producer Mimi Polk Gitlin, with Tucci still on the script, but with Kevin Bernhardt co-writing it and no lead role defined. So they re-optioned it in 2002, so 5 years later. They kicked Tia Carrera out, probably because a lot can happen in 5 years. You know, if she was in her mid to late 20s, she may be in early 30s at that point, and you know, maybe she didn't have the look at the time. I don't know. But speaking of that, who would you rather have? Like, let's say, you know, it's 2002. We're at the end of 2002, or 22. So we're 20 years later. You know, who would you choose? I tell you, there is this awesome person on Instagram that I have followed, and she is like a martial arts stunt woman kind of person. Let's see if I can find her. I don't think I can, because I'm probably pronouncing her name wrong. I should have had this ready, but I didn't. I should have had this ready, but I didn't. I don't know. I wish I knew who she was. I wish she was on my Instagram feed right now, but I don't see her. So, but she's a Taekwondo person. And I want to say it's like Spammy or Sfammy or something like that, but I don't know. Let me try one other search. And my cat just jumped up on my desk. Yes. Okay, SPHAMMYTKD. Sfammy Taekwondo. Or it's Stephanie Pham. PHAM. She's awesome. She's a martial artist, an actress, indie filmmaker. She's got an amazing look. She's athletic. She could definitely fit the she role. So that's going to be my casting choice for later. If you know, when we get to that part. But really, you know, that's it for the character. I mean, what do you guys think? Like, pretty decent story, but there's nothing to it, right? There's no substance. Well, let me get into it some more, because I'm actually just going to jump right into the power expansions and give you my thoughts on how to revamp the character. because it's absolutely insane. Like, you guys don't understand. And if you're watching the YouTube video, thank you so much. Keep watching. If you're not, check out the YouTube video. I have like 140 photos of her, of artwork by different artists. And I'm pushing 10-15 minutes on this, you know, like, I'm going to try to get to 20 minutes. I don't even know if I can. I'm going to be stalling, but I'm going to do the power expansion. This is the part where I go in and I talk about, do they need a comic series? Do they need an animated series, a movie, a live action series? You know, what would the storyline be? Who would I cast? You know, why would I cast this? You know, all this kind of stuff. So I find it really weird that there's so little information on this character, but there are so many pictures. Like, seriously, she doesn't have that much. I finished her history in under 5 minutes, or in about 5 minutes. And it seems like her stories are more on the kind of individual adventure side. Like, there was very much a defining beginning and end. Rather than some kind of epic storyline thing where things can feed and continue. And I think that was kind of a downfall of the character at the time, because it cut the character off. It made it an instant mini-series instead of an ongoing, and she was so popular. Like, you guys don't understand. She had a wizard cover. You know, like, she was getting so much press in the comic world for such a little payout. Like, it's almost criminal. But I see that this can be like a good thing and a bad thing. Like, the bad side. She, SHI, had no big storyline, so there's not a lot of source material to build from and bring fans that she may have had back to her. This can be incredibly detrimental, because stuff like this makes it look like the character is more of a fan service character than anything. I mean, she showed a lot of skin, you know, and it's nothing worse than, you know, Elektra's costume, or, you know, when Captain Marvel had her black kind of swimsuit looking costume. It's in that same realm, you know, but still, she showed a lot of skin for such little story. so it kind of makes you think, like, maybe she was just there for fan service. But the good side of it, with there being no big storyline or anything like that, she, SHI, is wide open to rebuild from scratch. And she's got a lot of potential in her story. And that's what I want to capitalize on. I want to actually rebuild her story with some kind of twist to it. So, I want to do a comic and a live action series at the same time, like coinciding. Kind of like when Smallville came out, they had a mini series. I don't know if it was for the first season or something, but they did have it at one point, where it kind of coincided with the series, the CW series. So I want to do something similar, like, and we can have the show be more of the broad strokes of the painting, and let the comic have more of the fine lines, so to speak. Like, so hear me out on this. Like, let's keep the premise where, you know, her brother and her father are killed, but let's add some stuff to it. Like, she, SHI, has witnessed her father and brother's murder at the hand of this upstart Yakuza member. Her and her mother were taken away by the Japanese grandfather, and she was trained in the ways of those warrior monks, and still has that Catholic background from her mother. So she trains hard, and she gets to be this master warrior, and that's gonna take some time, right? So we can even say, like, she witnessed this at like 4 or 5 years old, you know, and by the time that she's, let's say 20 or 21, you know, let's not just keep it to where like she's 16. Let's have it to where if she wanted to travel, it would be easier for her to travel than if she was less like 18 or something. Like let's put her at least 21. So if she gets pulled away at 5, she's got 16 years worth of like heavy training and that faith with her mother. Okay, so that's a lot of time. Now, while she's been away in the mountains being raised and trained, the Yakuza member has risen up the ranks. So that's 16 years that he's had to rise up. And while he's doing this, he's also dabbled in Japanese demonology, using mysticism to help him advance. There's not a whole lot of mysticism, from what I understand of the Japanese culture, but they do have the demons in there, and they do have these like apparitions and monster mythology that can go pretty deep. So it's not as prevalent, but it's there, and so it's almost like that quote unquote ancient magic, right? And he dabbles it. Like, let's say he dabbles in it. He does it because he sees it as an easy way to build up his notoriety, and gain power in the Yakuza. So when she, wait, hold on. So after 16 years, he's doing this. So now he's got this huge crime empire based on his greed and supernatural abilities that he may have had, whether it's cursing people, summoning demons, whatever. So when she, SHI, comes of age, she starts to head back to Tokyo and search for the man that took her family. In this, during this time, she dons the Shi mantle. She fights assassins, stops crimes, in order to get to him, goes against demons, all that good stuff. Like, she does all of that, goes through the whole gambit. So this is going to take some time, right? Ultimately, it leads to a final showdown between she and that Yakuza leader, who may or may not be defeated based on his mystical abilities. So with this, we can keep this going long term, and there can also be like other Yakuza soldiers that she has to face, SHI, love interest that might be in the Yakuza, because there's always a love interest somewhere, and all that kind of good stuff. Like, she could fight some of the generals that may have been possessed by some of these Japanese demons. So it adds that whole layer of old Japanese mysticism with it. And that's going to help. Because then people may actually get interested and research some of these old demons and be like, wow, Japanese culture really does have this stuff. Like, this is kind of crazy. And you can totally integrate it in and have them be storylines, to where, you really, it's hard to defeat that. You may defeat the person, but what if the demon jumps from that person to someone else? And if you guys hear dog whining in the background, it's my beagle, because he wants to play with the cat and the cat wants no part of it. So I'm sorry in advance. They decided to come in my office. So we can add all these things in there, and the comic, can go right along with this, filling in any gaps that the show may have. We can show some of the Yakuza rituals that the boss used, demon influences, stuff like that. We can even see where, with she having that Catholic mother, we can cross the Japanese and Christian demonology, in parts that they may actually be similar, because some of these demons are probably going to have similar traits, right? So if they're similar, they may get really into the depths of the Christian and Japanese demons, which could be cool, because what if she's actually she's fighting demon A, which she thinks is a Japanese demon, and according to their lore, it corresponds really closely to Catholic demon Z. So you have Japanese Demon A, Catholic Demon Z, they end up kind of matching up, but the way to destroy it is actually with Catholic Demon Z instead, you know? So it's, you can see where maybe they are crossing lines and kind of merging in under some similar belief system. I mean, it's just an idea. It's just an idea. If any of my people listening, if any of my audience is religious or has beliefs in this, and if I'm totally off base, please forgive me. It's not meant to offend. It's not meant to disgrace anything. It's purely shooting from the hip and just kind of brainstorming without more research on that, because it's just simply brainstorming. But that's what I have on it. I think it could work. I think it could work well. I think even with someone, and I'm not knocking this person, it's just that they aren't as well known, but that SPHAMMYTKD on Instagram, I suggest you follow her or check her out. Spammy TKD, Stephanie Pham. If she were to do something like this, it could be pretty, I don't want to say low budget, but in the realm of things, it could be pretty low budget. It could be done and build her up as an actress and show off her martial arts skills at the same time, to where the character could actually gain a following. She could gain more of a following, and it could be win-win. I mean, I could even see this as being something like a YouTube series, you know, because I've seen where they've done stuff like this, where they've done little episodes, put them on YouTube, and built a following like that. I mean, it worked for Cobra Kai. Little known fact, I don't think it's that little known, but if you didn't know it, then it's littler known. Cobra Kai started as a YouTube series, and it gained popularity and was bought out by Netflix, and now it's, I think, in fifth season. Is that what I just finished watching? I don't know, but it's awesome. So I think she could do the same thing. SHI and SHE. I think it could be the same thing. But what do you guys think? Do you have a better idea for the character? Let me know in the comments. Like I said, you can catch me on YouTube under Superhero Deep Dive. I post superhero memes every day throughout the weeks, Monday through Friday. I do take weekends off. And yeah, I also post extra videos every Friday. I just posted a superhero watercolor art. So I found a bunch of artwork that was kind of based on watercolors. I have one coming up for pixel art, and I have one coming up for pinup art, which is a lot of fun. Then I'm going to be focusing on specific artists pretty soon. But it's a lot of fun. So be part of the community. It would be great. You can also catch me under Super Deep Dive on Twitter and Instagram. You can email me directly at b4itall at yahoo.com. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, comments, critiques, requests for future episodes, fun facts you'd like to share, anything like that, let's have a discussion. I actually got a request for someone called Swordmaster, which is actually taking a bit of research, and this is episode 95, so I have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 7 more requests as of right now that I'm working through, and I've also got 6 more requests. I'm sorry, and I've also got, you know, I'm counting down to episode 100, so it's going to be a lot of fun. But I think that's all I've got for now. Thank you guys for hanging out with me during this time. I hope to see you guys next week. In the meantime, be blessed, be happy, be safe, be smart, and if you're not smart, don't get caught. I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.